In this video, we're gonna create the AI website generator. That is, a website will generate you another website. Isn't that amazing? A website will generate another website. So we're gonna create that exactly. Here you can see, I will show you the demo so that you can understand it better. This is the website, and here you consider AI website generator, and you have to enter the prompt here in this input box, like create a portfolio website for your photographer or anything. So let's enter your prompt now. Create a personal or resume website. So that's our prompt. Just click on create website. You consider now is generating the website for us. Just give you a few minutes. It will take some time. You consider now we got the website and the UI also looks pretty good, right? And the UI looks very modern. Isn't that amazing? Now we have a new website generated by this website. And the cool thing about this is that you can also open this in the new tab. So let me open up the website in the new tab now. You consider it also has the animation, and everything it needs for your personal resume website, right? And one more cool thing about this project is that you can also download the source code as well, and it also has the nice cards and contact details as well. Let me close that one. If you want to download this, just click on this download button, or if you want to copy code, you can just click on this copy code. So let me open up the Visual Studio now. Let's create a new file and paste the code here. Consider this is how you copy and paste the code instead of downloading that one. If you want to download this, just click on this download button now. Consider now the HTML file has been downloaded. If you want to open this, just click on open now. So you consider this the locally generated HTML file. It runs on the local host. Let's try another website now. So let's enter a new prompt now. Create a e-commerce website similar to the Amazon website. So just click on generate website now. You consider now we have a new website similar to the Amazon. You consider the UI is very similar to the Amazon.com. Isn't that amazing? You just give your prompt and we got a new website here. And if you scroll down, the only thing that this misses, you have to attach the images. That you can easily do this if you download the source code. So let's see how to build this AI website generator from scratch. And all these costs are movable also, recommended for you day of the day. So let me close this one. Let's also close. Let me minimize this. Let's create a project folder now. So let's create a project folder so that we can work on it now. Let me click on new and let's select a folder now. Let's give you a name for our folder, AI website generator. And let me open up this in the command prompt so that I can open it in Visual Studio. Here I have the Flask server running, right? Let me close this previous project Flask server. Let me minimize this. Actually, project is already done. I'm gonna show you how to build this from scratch again. So let me open up this project in Visual Studio now. So now I have the folder open in Visual Studio, right? Let's create a Python file now. Main.py is our Python file, and let's import the libraries that we need for this project. Further, let's open up a command prompt now and just type the commands pip install Flask. We need the Flask for the web server. I need the Google generative AI because we're gonna use the Gemini AI here to generate the website. So these two libraries that we need, Flask and the Google generative AI, consider the command already satisfied. So let me minimize this terminal now. Let's import the libraries that we have installed now. From Flask, we're gonna import the Flask class. Let's also import the render template, and we need the repos, and we also need the response or to give the HTML content as a response. Let's also import the Google generative AI as Gen AI, and we need the OS library as well. Import OS, and we need the .env. So from the .env, we're gonna load env. So let's also install that one. So pip install .env. You consider the command already satisfied. So this .env is used to load the variables from the environment file. So now that right. So from .env we're gonna load the load.env. So let's call that function now. Here let's create a .env file now. So here in this .env what we have to do is we have to paste a Gemini API key here. So Gemini API key equal to, so we will deal with this later. But for now let's set up the base structure of the web server. Let's define our form route now. So at the rate app that route. So this is our form route. So if any user goes to the form route, so we're gonna display some content, right? So let's create a function for that. So def home, or we can say def index. So if the user goes to the form route, we're gonna simply return here, hi, this is home page. That's it. Actually, let's also define the app now. Actually, we haven't defined the app, but we have used it. So let's try to define that now. So app equal to Flask class, and inside this we have to pass the name, and we can start the Flask server now. If underscore underscore's name is equal to the main one, so you know this, right? This code will always present in any Flask server. So if it is equal to main, then we must start the Flask server. So to start the Flask server, just call the run method and set the debug is equal to true. So that's it. Let's open up a command prompt now. So let me open up the terminal and run the Python script. Here you can see now the Flask server has been started. Let me open up this URL. You can see that here we got hi, this is front page. And instead of this text, we can also return a HTML tag as well. So h1, we can include text inside a h1 tag. So let me save this one. And if you go to the website again, and let me click on refresh now. Consider now this is bold, right? Because this is h1 tag. And similarly, we can also return a HTML file itself. So let me clear this. Instead of this, we can return the HTML file itself using this render template. So let me show you how to do that now. So return render template, and inside this, we're gonna create a file called index.html. So we're gonna create it in a minute. So let's create that file now. So to create that file, just create a new folder called templates. The folder name should be like templates only, and inside that create a new file called index.html. So I will provide the source code of this index.html file in the description. You can check that out. Let me copy and paste that here. This is the index.html. So basically in this index.html, I don't have anything that much. I have a header here, a website generator, and let me show you the demo so that I will explain the code later. Actually, this lacks the CSS file. Let's also create the CSS so that it looks nice. So to create the CSS, we need to create a folder called static. So inside the static, we need to create a on CSS file called style.css. I will also provide the CSS code in the description as well. So let me copy and paste the CSS code here. Now, if you go to the website and click on refresh, now you can see when now the CSS has been updated. Here, we don't have anything other than that we have a simple input box and we have a button. So the input box will use to color the prompt now. So let me go to the index.html file. Here you can see it is used to display the error message if there is any error message. And then we have a simple form. And inside the simple form, we just have a input box to collect the input and we have a button. That's it. And if you user click on the submit button, it will go to the generate route, and below that we have some preloaded templates. So that's it. So this is what we have in this simple index.html file. So actually there is a method called the generate method. If the user click on generate button, it will go to the generate route. So actually we have a preview template here as well, and other than this there is nothing here. So let's create this generate route now. So let me go to the main.py file and let's try to create that route now. And before that, let's also set up the Gemini API now. So we need the Gemini API so that we can work on the generate route. Let's try to do that now. So let's configure our Gemini AI, that is the Gemini AI. So configuring the Gemini API. So to do that, we need the Gemini API key, right? To get the API key, just open up your browser and go to the website called the aistudio.google.com. Just head over to this website, and here if you click on get API keys, here on the bottom left hand side you have the option called the get API key. Click on that, and here you have the option called create API key. Consider I have already have a API key. If you want to create a new one, just click on create API key and give a name for the API key and select the project. So by click on create key, it will give you the API key. I actually have already created a one, so I won't create another one. Consider in the notepad I have saved the API key here. So let me copy this API key and I'm gonna paste this inside this .env. So let me paste that here. Now we have the Gemini API key, right? We can configure our Gemini now. So let me go to the main.py file and let's configure our Gemini now. So gemini.configure. So the API key will be equal to os.get env, or it will be directly come from the environment variable side. So os.get env, the name of the environment variable is Gemini API key. So this should work. Make sure the name is correct here. So let me copy and paste the name here. So now we have configured the API key, right? Let's also configure the model now. So model equal to Gemini dot generative model. Here there are many models available. You can choose any one of them. Actually, if you want to see what are the models available, if you go to Gemini AI Studio, here if you click on Chrome, consider under the playground. If you click on Gemini 3 Pro, you consider model selection. There are many models available. So if you go to the Gemini now, we consider Gemini 2.5 Pro, Gemini Flash latest, Gemini Flash Lite. The model that we're gonna choose in this video is the Gemini 2.5 Flash. So Gemini 2.5 Flash. So this is the model that we're gonna use in this video. Now let's work on the generate route now. And before that, let's define some pre-configured variables now. So generator code equal to this will be empty string, and left prompt equal to this also be empty string. So we need these two variables now. And inside this HTML file, as I tell, we need to create the generate route. Let's work on that now. So @app.route. So this will be slash generate. So the function name will be generate. We want to use the global variables, right? So global, so we're gonna use the two variables that is defined at the global level. So global, we're gonna use the two variables, generator code and the last prompt, because we want to pass the last prompt to the index.html file. I will show you what that means. So you have to get the prompt from the user, right? The user enters some prompt and we have to get that, right? So we can get that using the request. So request.get. So request that form that get. Actually, in the index.html file, we have to give a name for our input field head. Here, consider for the input field, you have named this input field prompt. So we can easily get that value by using that input name. So if the prompt is available, then we can get it. If it is not available, then we can easily set this to empty value and we're gonna strip it, because if we have any white space, we can easily remove that one. So this is our prompt, but if the user is not enter any prompt, what we do, we will check for it. So if the prompt is not present, then we gonna simply return the index.html file. So we gonna simply return the form page with an error message saying that enter the prompt. So error message is equal to please enter and prompt. Actually, this error message will be displayed over here, over this div tag. So you get the idea, right? So now we have the prompt, right? Let's call the Gemini API now. So last prompt equal to this will be the user prompt. So last prompt equal to user prompt, and generator code will be this will be we're gonna create this function or generate website. So we're gonna create this function, and inside this function pass the prompt. So let's create this function or generate website function. So def generate website, and this will take the prompt now. So this will take the prompt from the user, and here we need to give the prompt. Actually, I have copy and paste the prompt in my notepad. So let me copy and paste it here. So prompt will be, so let me open the notepad now. Here you consider I have the prompt here. So let me copy and paste it, and then I will explain what this prompt means. Here inside this prompt, I simply tell the Gemini API to create a complete modern response to single page HTML file for the prompt. I have give the prompt here, and the requirements. All CSS must be in style tag, and all JavaScript must be in script tag. Use modern CSS and make it fully responsible. Include beautiful color schemes and typography. Add a smooth animation. Make it professional. Include relevant content. And written only the HTML code, nothing else. So this is our enhanced prompt. Now let's open up the try and except block now. So let me open up the try block, as well as let's open up the except block as well. So exception as C. For now, let's leave it as pass. Let's work on the try block now. So response equal to, we're gonna pass this prompt to the Gemini API now. So response equal to model dot, in the above we have defined the model, right? Model dot generate content. Here if you scroll up, you consider here we have the model, right? So model dot generate content, and inside this we can simply pass the prompt now. That's it. That is the enhanced prompt. So now we have the response, right? Then what we can do is we can get the code only. So to get the code equal to response dot text, this will give us the code only. Actually we have to do, because this code contains some valid text at the beginning, so we have to remove that one. Actually if we return the markup code, in the markup code, if it is HTML, it will contain like this. So the will backticks HTML, so we have to remove that one. So code dot replace, we have to replace this with an empty space. So that's it. So we have to replace this with empty space. We have to replace the backticks with the empty space. Now we have done that, right? Now we have the code, right? We can simply return the code. So we can return the code now. Now let's work on the exception now. If we got any error, what we do? We will simply return that errors now. So let's use a string now. If we got any error, we're gonna simply return the base HTML structure. So let's open up the HTML tag. Let's also close the tag, and let's open up the h1 tag. Let's also close the h1 tag, and inside this we're gonna simply say error message. That's it. Whatever error message that we got from the exception, we will simply display to the user. So now we have the response, right? Now we have the code in the form of HTML. Then what we can do is we have set this to generative code as well. Then what we can do is we can simply pass the generated code to the new website, that is the result.html. So return render template, we're gonna render a new template called the result.html. So let's create this file in a minute, and we're gonna pass the last prompt equal to this will be our prompt. So we're gonna access the generated code by using a route only. So we are not passing the generated code directly to this HTML. I will show you how to access this code in a bit. So prompt equal to this will be our last account. Let's create this result.html file now. Actually, I will provide the source code in the GitHub so that you can check this out. So I will copy and paste the result.html code. So let me copy this one and paste it here. So this is the result.html code. Actually, inside this we have the header as well, and below that we have two things: a download button as well as the preview button, and we are calling the copy code a function. So we have two rows, preview and download route. So let's try to create these two rows, and below that we have some container to display the preview code. And if you scroll down the console, I have a function called the copy code function. This function will access the get code route. So we'll have to create these three routes: preview route, download route, and get code route. Let's try to create these three routes. First, let's create the preview route now. So let's define that route now. So app.route, this will be preview route. And if the user cost is route, then we gonna simply return the HTML content. That's it. That is, we gonna simply return the generated code. That's it. Now let's work on the download route now. This is for the preview route, right? Let's also work on the download route. Here, this is for the previewing the HTML code. Let's also work on the download now. So let me copy this and paste it here. This is for download. Let me change the route to download. And for the download, what we will do is, instead of returning the HTML content, we're going to return the HTML content in the form of file. That's why we have imported this library called response. We're going to return the response in the form of HTML file. Let's try to do that now. So instead of returning this HTML code, we're going to return the response, and the response will contain the generated code. Let's set the content type, that is the main type, is equal to text of HTML, and headers equal to, let's set the headers now. Content disposition is equal to, this will be attachment, and the file name will be, you can give any file name now. So the file name will be generated website.html. Generated website.html is our file name when we click on the download button. So now we have worked on these two functions, right? Preview route and the download route. Let's also work create this get code route. So let's also do that now. So let me go to the main.py file, and so @app.route, and let's also work on that one, /get hyphen code, and we can give a name for our function now. So def get code, and inside this we will return the content in the form of text. This function is used to copy and paste the code. Actually, let me return generated code, and the status will be 200, and the content type will be text of line. I think we have created all the rows required for this project, and that's it. Let's start the Flask server now. So let me start the Flask server here. Actually, we got a error, right? Existing endpoint function preview. Here the function name is repeater. So the download route, the function name should be download. Let me change this to download now. Let me start the Flask server one more time. So python main.py. Here you can see now the Flask server has been started. Let me open up this route. And here you can see this is it. Now we have created our website, right? And this runs on the local host port 5000. Let's enter a prompt now. So generate a personal blog website. So just click on generate website. I think we got an error, right? Method not allowed. Actually we have to allow the method, post method. So let's try to do that now. Here for the generate route we have to allow the post method. How to do that? We can easily do that by accepting the post method. So method equal to, so we're gonna accept the post method. That's it. Let's start the Flask server one more time. I will provide the source code in the description. You can check that out. So let me start the Flask server one more time. Let's enter a prompt now. For the prompt, again I'm gonna enter the generate the personal blog website. So just click on generate website this time. You consider this time it is generating. So just give it a few minutes if it like some time to generate the HTML content. You consider now we have the personal website, right? And the content also looks very fine. Let me open up this in new tab. You consider, isn't the website amazing? It is in preview mode now. So yeah, this website looks very good. If you click on download button, you can say it is starts downloading. And if you want to copy the code, you can just click on this copy code. So let me open up the notepad, and if you paste it here, you can say this is the HTML code. All this code is generated by the Gemini API. And let's try the another one, right? Actually, why we pass prompt to the index.html file is that we want to display like this. Generate a personal blog website. This is the text that we enter, right? So this is our prompt. So here we have a pre-template saved. If you want to click on the pre-templates, you can also click on that one. Let's enter another prompt like create a portfolio website for a YouTube channel. So just click on create website now. Consider now we have the website for the YouTube channel as well, blog post. So let me open this in new tab. You consider this is the website that is generated for that prompt. Isn't that amazing? Now you can easily generate your website by using another website. That is, your website will generate another website. So if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel so that you can get more videos like this. So this is for this video, and I will continue in the next one.